My wife and I have been happily married for 15 years. Our life is a whirlwind of school pickups, demanding jobs, and the occasional stolen moments of calm. It's chaotic, sure, but fulfilling. Or so I thought. For the past few weeks, she's been acting differently. Not in the way she talks or behaves with the kids, but in the way she interacts with me. It started with small things, a look that lingered too long, a soft smile that seemed loaded with secrets. Then one night, she woke me up at 2 a.m., whispering, "Get dressed, we're going for a drive." It was completely out of character for her. She's usually asleep before her head hits the pillow. I joked, should I call an ambulance, or is this just a midlife crisis kicking in? She didn't laugh. Her tone was serious. Trust me. Intrigued, I got dressed and we drove in silence through the empty streets. Her knuckles were white against the steering wheel, and every time I asked where we were going, she'd only say, "You'll see." The roads grew darker, narrower, and unfamiliar. The trees thickened into a dense forest, their branches arching over the road like a tunnel. My unease grew. "This is starting to feel like the setup for a Netflix thriller," I joked nervously. She didn't respond. Finally, we stopped at a clearing. A lone cabin stood in the middle, its windows glowing with a faint golden light. "What's this?" I asked. She looked at me, her face unreadable. "You'll understand soon enough." We entered the cabin, and the smell of cedar hit me immediately. Inside, there was nothing but a table and 2 chairs, illuminated by a single oil lamp. She gestured for me to sit, then placed a large, locked box on the table. "What's in the box?" I asked, my voice breaking slightly. She slid the key across the table. "Open it." The box felt heavier than it should. When I opened it, my heart stopped. Inside were bundles of cash, passports with different names, and a small black revolver. My wife sat down across from me, her eyes fixed on mine. "I haven't been honest with you," she began. My mind raced. Was she in trouble? Was she leaving me? Had she been hiding some dark secret our entire marriage? "I used to work for people," she said. "Bad people. Dangerous people. Before we met, I did things I'm not proud of. I thought I'd left it all behind, but recently they found me." I couldn't process her words. "What are you saying? That you're some kind of criminal?" "Not anymore," she said quickly. "But they want me back. And if I don't cooperate, they'll come for us, for the kids." My stomach dropped. This wasn't real. It couldn't be. But her trembling hands and the fear in her eyes told me otherwise. "What do we do?" I whispered. Her face hardened. "We run." "What?" She pulled out a burner phone and showed me a map. "Tomorrow night, we leave everything. Our home, our jobs, our friends. We'll disappear. It's the only way to keep us safe." I sat there, staring at her, torn between disbelief and the instinct to protect my family. "You've had this plan all along, haven't you?" She nodded. "I've been trying to say goodbye to our old life, to you, without you even realizing it. But now there's no time." My mind flashed back to the past few weeks, her sudden intimacy, her mysterious phone calls, her late nights out running errands. It all made sense now. Before I could respond, the cabin's front door creaked open. A shadowy figure stood in the doorway. My wife grabbed the revolver from the box and aimed it steadily. "This is why we need to leave," she said, her voice cold and resolute. The figure stepped closer, and I realized my life, and the life I thought I knew, would never be the same.